If we are alive in the 21st century, you're surrounded by science. The buildings you live in, the materials they're made of, the roads and bridges you drive on, the transport you use, they're all built with science. The cell phone in your pocket and the GPS that tells you where you are. But too often, as a citizen of the 21st century, you're a consumer of science and you're not active about it. Science starts with curiosity. I mean, as a kid, all kids want to know how things work, what they're called, how they interact with each other. That was how I started in science. It's all science, but it all starts with curiosity. What we're trying to do at the Edge is give community access to science, so the community can decide the problems they want to solve, community can learn the tools they need to solve them, and community can come up with solutions that benefit them and maybe the greater population as well. I'm Dr. Peter Musk. I trained as a biochemist. I did 10 years in cancer research, 12 years as head of science in a high school. Now I work for the State Library of Queensland. The Edge is a library where people do science. A lot of people are interested in science, but they're passive consumers. They're marvelling, but they're excluded. Shay's a great example of how the Edge works. Here's a person who's creative and interested in sciences and technology, come along and got involved in one of our projects, which really exposed Shay to the possibilities of this space. Is it just the text on here, or is it the shape of these things?
If they want to design the shape, I have just the hook.
Scientific process and scientific method is relatively simple. The key point for me is the question. What do you want to find out? You know, what's interesting to you that you want to know more about? And then you can apply this very useful method of just changing one thing at a time to move closer and closer to your goal.
My name's Chris Godding. My business is called Measurement Science. I have an environmental monitoring background. It was fortuitous that I came to the Edge to find that they have this facility and access to machines like a laser cutter, CNC router, 3D printers, the electronics facility.
The tools and the techniques and the technologies might be a little bit expensive, but that's the virtue of having this space where we can have $40,000 machines and show anyone off the street how to use them, and then they have agency with that technology.
My name's Kat Lewis. I'm a graphic designer and a jewellery maker. This is one of the brooches that I've made. It's a Christmas one, it's a snowman. I designed this one by hand on the computer, and then I've laser cut it here last week and assembled it, and here it is ready made. People at the Edge apply that to the problem they want to fix, and eventually they come to a conclusion. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but at least they know if they journey that way, that they haven't missed something along the way.
So I work in flood warning systems, hydrographic applications, coastal monitoring, weather, anything to do with environmental water. And so my device, by sitting above the flow and measuring down to the river, is protected above the river, can't get damaged in a flood, and is easy to maintain.
One of the things I try to do here all the time is democratise the process of making. So you don't have to go to a shop, you don't even have to go to Bunnings to buy stuff. You can make it yourself, grow it yourself, use waste, recycle things. And I see that as a lot of my contribution to this place as a scientist. Understanding the technology, understanding the chemistry, understanding the safe use of different things, and then finding a way to put them in the hands of the participants or the people who come along and want to use this space. The experiment needs to move to another level. Once people solve a problem and create something they want to share, they might need 100 of them or 1,000 of them. We don't have capacity for that. A space that does have that capacity would allow those people to really fulfil their vision, to have the greatest impact and give the most improvement to the rest of the culture.